Hello all, my name is Taurus Black. I'm currently enrolled in Art in the Western World Survey 2, taught by Brian Zigmont at Clark University. For class, I chose to analyze a work by Joseph Mallard William Turner, or J.M.W. Turner, called The Slave Ship. Currently, the slave ship is in a museum of fine arts in Boston. Originally, the slave ship was used for an anti-slavery meeting in London in 1840. Turner's inspiration to paint the slave ship came after reading The History of Abolition of the Slave Trade by Thomas Clarkson. Clarkson wrote the book in 1781 from the captain of the slave ship Zong, who had ordered 133 slaves be thrown overboard so he could collect the insurance payments. Turner, an English Romanticism painter, painted this work of art on a canvas with oil paint. The painting is about 3 feet tall by 4 feet wide. Turner's work was originally titled Slavers Throwing Overboard, the Dead and Dying, Typhoon Coming On. The title is actually a crucial reason why the painting was painted. In the 19th century, English forbid the trade of slaves in their country, although many of the ships were used to transport the slaves to the American colonies. This meant that once the ships left the African coast, they had to sail straight to the colonies. This could be an issue for insurance reasons. Given the ship's cargo was slaves, they could not return to England and get appraised. Therefore, they only had the manifest for the slaves on board. For insurance purposes, the only way the slaves would be covered is if they drowned at sea. At first glance, the slave ship can be cut into 3 distinct areas. This concept is known as the rule of thirds. On the right side of the painting, the sky is white and filled with clouds, with brush strokes visible to add texture to the clouds. The white color is a sign of peace and calmness. This idea can indicate the calm before the storm, but the scene changes once looking at the water. The right side water has a large fish swimming towards what appears to be a leg surrounded by many other smaller fish. On the leg, there is a chain still attached, indicating the leg belonged to a slave. Although there are bodies in the ocean, the white can be seen as peaceful for the bodies. Moving to the middle third of the painting, hands can be seen growing out of the water. There seems to be an endless amount of hands popping out of the water. In addition to hands, fins and chains can be seen. This means more fish are present and feasting on the bodies of the slaves. The sea is full of what appears to be brush strokes to show reflection in the water and the restless sea. Moving up the middle of the painting is a bright sunset, as apparent by showing dark oranges and a dull yellow colors. The colors might seem unimportant until you find out the meaning. Dark orange is a color of distrust. Distrust can be seen because slaves were being thrown overboard just to receive insurance claims. Dull yellow is associated with caution, decay, and sickness. Caution is good to have given the typhoon is approaching. The sailors would not want any sick or decaying bodies on board. The sick would be thrown overboard in hopes to receive insurance claims and keep others healthy. The fact the typhoon was coming made the story more believable that many drowned when it struck. Moving to the last third, the ship is seen in the background, with dark colors and a rough sea surrounding it. The typhoon appears to be on the verge to unleash its wrath on the ship. Dark colors typically indicate death, destruction, and power. The death of the slaves is a reason for the dark despair, and the wrath of God is seen with the power of the typhoon coming to strike the ship. The ship also appears to be getting overrun with waves. This could indicate another form of power. It is clear after analyzing each of the third of the slave ship that Turner put a lot of thought and imagination into his painting. The use of brushstrokes was a gratifying way to add texture and be able to show beauty and power. The vivid use of color shows a unique way to use the rule of thirds. Turner's painting was well organized and had a strong purpose that would be felt in England and the Americas. Thank you for listening.